The evening kicked off like a typical weekend. Get together. A mix of buddies, colleagues, and casual connections at a swanky dinner bash hosted by one of my wife's co-workers. The tunes were laid back, the lights low, and chuckles echoed throughout the space. I was posted by the bar, talking shop with a buddy from the office, when I spotted Emily, my wife, on the other side of the room. She looked gorgeous in a red silk gown that gleamed under the glow. But it wasn't her looks that grabbed me. It was her actions. She was planted way too near a guy I didn't know. Her fingers grazing his arm whenever she chuckled. His posture oozed self-assurance. And hers, well, it radiated openness. Something knotted up inside me, a blend of fury and letdown. I'd witnessed this pattern before. The drawn-out caresses, the hidden grins, the murmurs, passed off as banter. I reminded myself to inhale, to keep cool, to avoid causing a fuss. But with every moment I observed her, I understood the woman I adored wasn't the same one who once clutched my hand like I was her entire universe. When I eventually walked over, she seemed jolted but swiftly covered it with a beam. "Hey babe," she chirped, as though everything was fine. "This is Nick. He's new at the office." Nick pivoted toward me with a casual grin. The sort guys flash when they're aware they've overstepped and couldn't care less. "Nice to meet you," he offered, sticking out his hand. I grasped it. Strong, chilly, intentional. Emily tittered, placing her palm gently on his shoulder. "Relax," she said, her voice playful. "We were just chatting about how innocent flirting keeps things lively." The folks nearby chuckled, figuring she was joking around. But I didn't chuckle. I gazed at her, truly gazed. The smug look, the cockiness, the way she craved the spotlight. Something clicked within me. I grinned steadily and replied, "You're right, Emily. Being single will probably be fun, too." The chuckles halted right away. Her grin locked up tight. Her hand slipped from Nick's arm and the hue faded from her cheeks. "Wait, what do you mean by single?" she questioned, her tone quivering a bit. But I didn't respond. I didn't have to. I simply spun around and strode off, leaving her there in the center of the room, encircled by folks who all of a sudden didn't know where to glance. As I headed for the door, I could catch her soft voice trailing me. "Jason, come on. It was just a joke." But it wasn't a joke. Not to me. It was the breaking point in a marriage, founded on extra opportunities she never earned. When we arrived home, the quiet between us roared louder than any fight. She attempted to pretend nothing occurred. "You're really upset about that," she said, flinging her purse onto the sofa. I was just being friendly. I stared at her, then spoke softly. "Friendly is saying hello. What you did was disrespect." Her smug expression wavered. "Oh, come on. You're overreacting." I chuckled quietly, shaking my head. "No, Emily. I'm finally reacting. There's a difference." I went to the bedroom, snatched a suitcase, and began packing. She trailed me, panic at last creeping into her voice. "You can't be serious, Jason. You're really leaving over a harmless joke." I zipped my bag closed and stared her right in the eyes. "You called flirting harmless. Fun," I said. "Then being single will be harmless, too." Her assurance crumbled. "Jason, please don't do this," she murmured, tears building up. But I was finished. I had spent years pardoning her late-night messages, her questionable girls' nights out, her endless need for approval from other guys. Every time she'd claim, "It's nothing serious. Don't be jealous." But jealousy wasn't the issue. It was the betrayal masked as blamelessness. I passed by her without another word, leaving her sobbing in the doorway. The bang of that door behind me felt like liberation, the noise of at last picking myself. The following days brimmed with frantic calls and texts. She pleaded for mercy, penned lengthy passages about how she didn't mean it, and vowed she'd transform. But I didn't answer. Each text seemed like a repeat of the same facade I'd heard countless times prior. She didn't miss me. She missed the security of knowing I'd always accept her back. The reality was, she'd quit respecting me long before that gathering. That evening simply granted me the bravery to quit acting like we still possessed something worth rescuing. Weeks on, a shared friend rang to say she'd been a mess. She doesn't speak to anyone, he noted. Keeps inquiring if you're truly gone for good. I gave him the facts. I walked out that night and never glanced back. Because once you witness your partner giggling with another man the way she once giggled with you, you can't unsee it. It alters something profound within you. Something you can never reclaim. A month later, she appeared at my door. She looked worn out. Bags under her eyes, makeup streaked, voice shaky. "Jason, please," she said. "I was foolish. I took you for granted. I'll do anything to mend this." I listened silently, arms folded. "You want to mend this?" I said gently. "You can't mend what you wrecked by choice." She collapsed, weeping, clutching my hand, but I softly drew it back. "Emily, you didn't lose me at that party. You lost me every time you mocked my trust." I shut the door that night for good. There was no rage left in me, just calm. In the months after, I reconstructed myself. New town, new position, a peaceful apartment where I could finally exhale. Sometimes I'd recall her in that evening at the bash. I'd envision her face blanching when I declared, "Being single will be fun, too." That instant, that hush spoke more than any dispute ever could. Now, when folks ask me what went down between us, I don't spill the full tale. I just grin and say, she thought flirting was harmless fun. I thought self-respect was too. And if I'm being honest, I've never felt more alive since I chose the latter.